I actually was born in Spain, and I started my career way back in 2004 when I joined Procter & Gamble out of their HQ in Geneva, looking after the direct material for their fem care business. And really I've had now over 20 years in sourcing and procurement, specifically at Accenture. I think I'm coming to my 10 years working for Accenture, and in Asia also being based here 10 years out of Singapore, looking after the AAPAC region. I've held a variety of roles from practice lead, account lead and management through to sales, and now I'm looking after sourcing and procurement delivery for our commercial external clients in the AAPAC region. So 60%, when we think that 60% of global emissions are generated by supply chain, that's where probably it's, it creates one of the challenges, but also it's one of the areas as the solution to start looking and embedding ESG. And at Accenture, one of the things, a couple of initiatives that we're doing is really on the ESG agenda, start working with our suppliers and embedding the ESG criteria in our ERFX when we go out to scout new suppliers, as well as making sure that we include ESG, again performance, also into our supplier contracts. Certainly this is a long-term initiative. We have more than 60,000 suppliers. So some of the results that we're making is that we now have over 60% of our suppliers that are onboarded and have completed the sustainability assessment. At the same time, we're referring to almost 70% where we have corrective actions for continuous improvement. And we're working towards our goal of 90% by 2025. So one of the key initiatives that we have launched as part of a new operating model as well to drive the net zero and the ESG agenda has been the sustainable procurement hub, and that's basically the first point or connection where we would work our business requesters and as well our suppliers to come together and basically onboard them, create the sustainability assessment, driving the visibility, driving that transactional data that it's needed for us to actually start tracking and measuring ESG reporting, and then continuously work with our supplier base on achieving the net zero and the supplier decarbonization effort. So basically by having our suppliers complete as part of the onboarding process the sustainability assessment, we are able across 4 key dimensions to be able to assess how they're faring on the ESG, and from that take corrective actions. That's really on the transactional data that is going to give us insights. We cannot make inroads and improvements if we don't have the data to control how suppliers are doing on their child policy labor, whether they have continuous improvements for their procurement professionals, whether they have fair employment laws in place, and whether they're also tracking their ESG metrics. Say the APAC region is unique and present a lot of challenges, but at the same time also opportunities. I would say given that the region APAC is so diverse, maturity, policy, fragmentation, and also the level of suppliers' maturity, certainly one of the challenges has been for more undeveloping or developing countries. It's been specifically on the long tail of suppliers where the ESG agenda might not just be one of the top priorities or being aligned at the C-level, has actually been a slower progress where some of the suppliers maybe they lack workforce, budget, resourcing, actually to really make a faster progress in this area. But we continue to work with all of our suppliers and of course tail-end suppliers as well. I think the most important is really the communication and the change management. We have put in place programs where we have phase approach for all our key critical suppliers, and we bring them along in that journey with us on the change management, on how to prioritize basically the assessment, how to work together and how to communicate that and cascade not only in our organization but with the suppliers that we work with. At Accenture, we continue to invest in our proprietary technology. So over the years, over more than 10 years, we'll continue to invest in our Synops source-to-pay end-to-end workflow tool. And to that extent, we have a key partnership with key technology providers like the likes of Coupa, and we work with EcoVadis in terms of the best practice, reporting framework and ESG metrics that have helped us to design the framework for the ESG sustainability assessment that we've now deployed globally. First, after 2 years of COVID, I think it's certainly been on site. So seeing people connecting, having the opportunity to interact with other procurement leaders, as well as hearing firsthand these procurement case studies of other, CPOs and procurement professionals, what challenges they have in SRM, digital, AI, and really be able to hear from them how they're overcoming some of these challenges, and as well new topics, new innovation, whether it's generative AI, whether it's the future of work, and how you come refresh back into your work environment after the 2-3 days conference with new ideas that you can work and talk with your teams.